We told you earlier about former Red Wing Justin Abdelkader getting ready to rejoin the Griffins. Another former Griffin, Andy Miele, is getting ready to play for Team USA in the Olympics.
He has spent the past 3 seasons playing in the KHL in Russia, and he recently talked to Jack Doles about the honor of playing in his first Olympics.
How big of an honor, how excited were you when you were asked to be a U.S. Olympian?
You know, I've been asked this a couple times, and it's so hard to describe the feeling because it's just something that you never really expect to happen. So the feelings are they're all new and no feelings that you've really had before. So it's still kind of hitting me. Every day I kind of just sit around and think about it. I'm like, wow, I still don't fully believe it yet. I think once we get there and start playing and put on that USA jersey and get all that stuff, it'll really start to click, and just excited to be a part of it.
I know you've worn it at least 2 other times. How special is that when you're putting that jersey on before a game? How special is that?
It's so special. I mean, anytime you get to represent your country, it's like nothing else. And, you know, my grandfather fought in World War II and the Korean War, and he's such a proud American, and he represented our country in the most ultimate way possible. So to be able to do it in the best way that I can is a great feeling and something that I take a lot of pride in.
Have you ever dared to even dream that you'd represent the United States like this?
I mean, as a kid, I dreamed it, obviously. But it's obviously once you kind of hit reality and see where your career's going, you know that chance has faded away. But luckily, here we are today where that opportunity has arose again.
How worried are you? You know, because I know for us, if we test positive here right before we're supposed to go there, that's it. We're out. How concerned are you right now about this potential happening, and what kind of precautions are you taking?
You know, it's just kind of the same precautions that I would take normally. I'd say maybe a little bit more. Like, I'm going to head home here in a couple of days, hopefully, and I most likely won't be going to any indoor restaurants and won't be seeing any buddies or anything. I'll just be sticking to the family, the ice rink, and the gym. So just the normal precautions, but maybe just a tiny bit more.
How do you put a team together this quickly from players who are, you know, college levels, playing in the KHL, all over the world, where you just really don't have a chance to practice together, maybe a couple?
A lot of that relies on the GM getting the right players for the exact position that he wants them to play. And I think it's pretty easy to get each player to buy into their role for such a big event. You know, it's just a handful of games. There's going to be a lot of us that are probably playing different roles than we're used to. And the teams that can accept those roles and buy in every game to that are, I think, the ones that will have the most success.
A lot of Griffins fans are excited. And we've got 2 Griffins on this team because Pat Nagel as well.
Yep.
Your time in Grand Rapids, do you look back at that fondly?
Absolutely loved my time in Grand Rapids. I had so much fun. We had winning teams. We had such good group of guys. We had great coaches. Each year, obviously, was a different coaching staff, but the fans were awesome. The city was awesome. The organization was just so professional. You felt, even though you weren't in the NHL, you were treated like an NHLer, and we just loved our time there. And I was telling my wife before this call, I was like, I think Grand Rapids has given me the most support out of any of the teams that I've played for since the announcements came out.
All right, Jack with Justin Abdelkader. The opening ceremony in Beijing, or that was Miele actually. The 2 weeks from today, Jack Doles will be there to follow all of our Michigan athletes going for gold.